Welcome back to the workshop. Oh, it's a cold winter's day today, but we have the cab back on, as you probably have seen in the last episode. If not, go check it out. Today, going to start putting things back together again on it. Got many panels, windows, doors. I'm going to go and check out what I've got, and we'll start putting some more stuff back together on this. Fun times. Cold though. It's cold.
After all the excitement in our last video of lifting and fitting the cab back onto the chassis, Tim is straight back into the workshop this week, cracking on with the rest of the rebuild. There's still loads to do before our now fully restored Bedford truck is back on the road, but despite the winter weather closing in cold and stormy this month, we're keen to keep going and hopefully get the truck fully built and ready for the next part of the project by early spring, when we'll be starting on the accommodation box and turning our attention to the house part of this house truck build.
I've got a load of panels out and given a bit of a clean off. They're very dusty. These engine covers and the wings, headlamp panels, have been sitting up on that shelf for ages and they got very dusty. So I've given them a quick wash, but I think they're going to need a slight cut and polish to make them good again on the outsides. I'm hoping I can put some of these on. The engine covers might be a slight problem. They're the bits that go up here and they flap up and allow you to get access to the engine. I might have a few problems with those because when we originally got the truck, these weren't actually on it. I think someone had started to sort of work on them and do them up a bit, and as a result of that there was quite a lot of bits missing. We need 4 hinges and there was only 3 on it, so I've had to get another pair of hinges because they didn't match quite, and loads of nuts and bolts were missing. One of the stays that holds them open was missing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of work out what I've got to try and I need some more nuts and bolts and some fittings. I might have to make another one of these, I don't know. I'm going to see what I can do with those. At least I can clean them up and put them back together. The same with the headlamp panels. I'm going to put them together a bit more. I might not put them on right now because they're going to block a bit of access to stuff. Got the side steps, the handles that went on the back. So I have plenty of things to be getting on with at least. And I've just got some new felt channel for the doors. That was the bit I was waiting for, so that for the window winders, so I can actually do the doors as well. But I'm going to work on these bits first, get some of these on, and then look at the doors. Oh, that is horrendous traffic. Yeah, what can you do?
Well, Tim, you could get some microphones. Oh, wait a minute, we did! Unfortunately, it took a certain delivery company 4 failed delivery attempts before they finally turned up today. So, not in time for this video, but next video, we're stepping up. Speaking of stepping up, here is Tim about to start refitting the steps up into the cab, which is great because we've been using our infamous step bin to climb in and out these last few weeks. The steps and the frame onto which they are bolted were in a right mess when we bought the truck, so like everything else we've restored, it is just so satisfying to have them back in place, good and sturdy for jumping on and off as we cruise through the savannah of, well, Cornwall probably. Does Cornwall have savannah? What is a savannah?
That is so much more secure than when we first took it off. In the process of welding up all the cab, all of these bottom bits had to be remade, and these side steps were like barely hanging on. The bottom fixings had new captive nuts welded in, and the top bits were all cleaned up quite considerably, so that is a lot more solid than when we took it off. Pretty good. Wow. And the steps as well were repaired quite considerably because they're aluminium and all the bolts had snapped, and they were a mess, so they had to be welded up as well. So yeah, all in all, I'll be able to get in now. That's the side steps. Well, the metal part, the steel parts of it. We still have the covers that go over them. Might put them on later. Might not. Keep them clean. Yeah, that's really good. Like I said before, they all had missing bolts and damage to them. They were like quite wobbly, and the steel behind in this bit here, which is our tiny sills, was really bad. So to have every single bolt that goes in tight, and they're pretty firm, so I'm really happy about that. It's how it should be. Oh, I'm not looking forward to sanding down some of these panels, because it means me getting my hands into cold water. Might get the kettle on. Oh, have a cup of tea, warm the water up. Oh, heavy cloud has a silver lining.
A cup of tea and some warming up exercises first by way of fitting the grab handles. All these many bits which we painted and powder coated silver, gold and bronze over the years, now finally coming together, and we hope working together. Speaking of working together, I will be along a bit later, I promise, although you might want to keep your eyes peeled for that, because rumour has it that Tim has replaced me with some kind of stunt double.
As you just saw, sanded down both of these panels with the 2000 and 3000, and then one of them I buffed up. I don't know if you can tell the difference, and that's not without any polish yet, so just going to buff this one and go and try and find the nuts and bolts to hang this one back up, or both of them back up. One engine hatch kind of on. I was really struggling trying to work out how the things went back together again. There's a little stay when you open it up, it kind of holds it in place. There's only one of them, and I didn't really know where it went, and so I put one on this side, put it together, and it's obvious that it's not right. It's not until you get it really lined up and you can kind of see and measure how far it's moving. So the stay sits up in here. I don't know if you can see that, but it needs to go the other way up, and it means it's for the other side, not this side. But that's good because it means I can put the support bracket back in now, because I couldn't get them both to work at the same time. That's why I put it together, seen how it opens, and then I've worked it out, and it goes on the other side. But yeah, pretty cool. I've never seen one of these on it. It's good. It's good. Just got to polish the other one and get that one on now. As you just saw, we have the first engine hatch on. It fits really well. I'm really glad because it's the first time we've actually had one on the truck. So yeah, I'm really happy that it managed to line up. I was trying to be careful when I was working all around these areas. There was a bit of welding needed doing, so I was trying to be as careful as I could to get them to line up. And now I have the second one, which I have just buffed that up, looking really good. And I think I've worked out most of the nuts and bolts I need. I've had to go to some metric ones for this to actually fit it on, and I've prepared the hinges with the sort of foam seals. And the reason I've put these in is really because there's quite big holes around here, and when we first did a load of work on it, there was a fair bit of rust where moisture got in here, and I'm trying to make sure anywhere I can to try and seal up any potential areas where it could leak in. Yeah, this seems to work okay on the other side anyway. And also the last bit I've got to do, I have this little bracket here which bolts onto the engine hatch, and it allows this rod to go in, and as it opens and closes it locks it in an open position, and then you just push it up and it slides back shut. Now there was only one of these. It took me a little while to work out where it went, and it goes on this side. But because there's only one, and I've had a look around, I can't see where you can get any of these. I think I'm going to have to make the other one to go back on the other side. So yeah, before I bolt this on, I'm going to have to template this up. The only thing I found so far is a bit of angle in steel. It's heavier duty than this one, but I think it will do the job. It's going to need some cutting. But yeah, I'm going to fit this back together, put the hinges on, and I might line it up and see how it fits, and then go ahead and make this up. But yeah, I'll get this bolted up and yeah, see where we get to.
If you've been following this project for a while, you'll know what a massive task it has been. But it's funny how sometimes it's the tiny things which hold you up, and the hinges and brackets for the engine hatches have been one of those things. You don't give much thought to these problems when you're sandblasting a giant chassis frame for 6 weeks, but these little things cause a lot of head scratching along the way. In the end though, it's all resolvable, and one by one, all these tiny details are now enabling us to bring it all together.
So the engine cover is finally on. I had to wait to fit that one because I was using the bracket, as you've just seen, to make up a second bracket, the missing part that we didn't have. I just used some angle section for that and used the other one as a pattern just to follow it. There's a little pin in the original one that the part would twist on, and I didn't have something like that, and I didn't have the ability to cut a groove in it for a pin. So I've used, I don't know what these, I can't remember what these are called, but generally speaking, they're threaded on the inside, and they're normally, you drill a hole in a piece of wood and you hammer this in, and the little spiky prongs hold it in place so that you can then use a bolt in it. I found a couple of those, cut the spiky bits off, and just welded that in. So now I have a bolt which can hold on the arm, and I'm going to try and see if I'm going to go and fit it and hope that it works. But yep, I have one engine hatch working pretty good, and as you can see, what it does is when you lift it right up, it locks it open. So yeah, gonna go and put this on. Hopefully it will work still. Freezing today. It's snowing outside. Well, that shouldn't be in there. Jumping the gun a bit there. It looks like I have all the parts to make a wing up. I hope I have all the parts. This one is now polished, looking pretty good. Now I have fixed out the little issue I had with an airline. I should be able to now bolt this into place. All I've got missing actually is the headlamp rings that go on the outside, but I think they're pretty much available because the lights on this are very similar to things like Minis and Morris Minors and old British cars. So yeah, let's get this assembled and get it on. I always do that, I'm so excited. Just putting this in, I'm not leaving this in here because it's going to be in the way, but just wanted to see what it looked like. But the front's almost complete. So second headlamp just went in, and do you know what else? There's another bit. Bear with me, one moment. Love your opinion on this. With many of the parts, I kind of had a good idea of what colour they were going to be painted, how they were going to look. But this was one of those bits where it just needed some paint on it. I didn't know what colour to do it or how to do it. I kind of originally really wanted to copper plate it, but it turned out a bit too big and probably a bit too damaged to do that. So I just got the old English white, and I have no idea what it's going to look like because it might look rubbish. I don't know. It's not important, I can change it at any point really, so I'm going to put it on and see if it looks any good and if we can live with it. But let's have a look. You're seeing this before I am. How's that look? Oh, that is so weird. That is so... Again, live with it for a while and see how we get on, but it changes the front entirely. What do you think? Another morning. It's Saturday. We have a surprise today. We've got pasties. That's because it's my birthday tomorrow, so.
It's the last of our pasty vouchers, so thank you, Guy, for sending those to us. They've served us well.
Yeah. And today, I don't know, I haven't been putting this off. Everything's got its order, but I'm a little bit nervous about refitting this. We're going to try to fit one of the windows back in. I've picked the rear window, the one that's in the back of the cab here. I think it was one of the easier ones to come out. It's got one of the better conditioned rubbers in it. There's some tight corners, but I'm going to see how it goes. I'm not really sure, because I have done this in the past, but a very long time ago. And the rubbers that I had, they're on Volkswagens, and they didn't have the sealing ring. So you would always tend to fit them from the outside of the car, and then someone will be in the inside pulling some string round to try and get the rubber to lip over the metal part of the vehicle. But because we've got these sealing strips, I'm thinking it might be advantageous to us to actually fit the window from the inside, because there's a gap to close the rubbers into. I don't know. Maybe someone else can give me advice after I've tried doing it that'll put me straight on it, but that's what I think we're going to try with. They're quite old rubbers, they have been cleaned up, they're quite solid. We might try putting some heat on them to soften them up a little bit. We don't have any of the proper lubricant that you might use with rubber, but we do have some fairy liquid, some washing up liquid. I think we're just going to give it a go. So yeah, we put a piece of string around the inside, picking the right bit of string as well, because if it's too thin, it works like a cheese grater, a cheese wire, and it'll just slice the rubbers apart. But too fat and it's too bulky to get through, so we're just going to have to give it a go. I could have a cup of tea first.
I think that would be a good decision.
So have a cup of tea first, and then we'll get to trying to fit
something
this.
felt off this morning.
Yeah. Right. Join us again when we try and fit a window.
Just go put the kettle on.
There's a touch on the right there as well, I think. Oh, yeah. It's not on the top of it. Right.
So today we have some help in the workshop. Our friend Nick has popped by and we have persuaded him to stay and help Tim fit this window. I've never fitted a window before, so I didn't really want to do it. So I'm just hanging around like a spare part. We'll say do all the hard, high-stakes work.
Is he going down on there, Tim?
Is it better to start this in the corner and then work along?
What, my corner, this end? I think it is. Have you got to hold the glass? Let's get two hands on it.
Yeah.
Trying to slide the rubber down off the glass a tiny bit just to get it in the groove.
Yeah.
That feels like it's on there. There we go, that started there, definitely.
Can I just change my position in a minute?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah. You're doing all the work here.
Oh. I'm not sure what's gone. That's down here. That's definitely down that. Oh. So I'm pretty sure that is down around to that corner there. So as long as that's all the way down there, I think we'll pull the glass down a bit and then...
Let me start with the string, maybe, and then see if we can get this bottom to seal in properly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to come that way towards you.
Alright.
That's better. I'm thinking that where the string
I
is.
think you're pretty good on you. It's this corner,
Yeah, I'm gonna stop here because we're gonna go the other way as well and make sure that it's all the way down.
I'll go with the glass and you want to use 2 hands.
Yeah?
Yeah, the glass will fall out.
Which side do you want to start on to go around the corners on? You got a preference?
No.
Alright.
But if you want to do that side, I'm going to move up this end. And I could maybe poke the rubber through from this side.
Can you?
Like one of those plastic spatulas or something like that?
Here.
Yeah. Yes, I think it's coming. That's it, that went then. That was nice.
Right, I think you're going to hold it from the top as we go now.
Right, now then.
Put my fingers out.
I'll go to that.
And you're going to push it flush, like right in now. We'll see if we can get to the top corner.
Go on then.
And then we'll know that we can.
Yeah, nudge it back that way. What happens when you pull the string? Is it pulling the rubber in as you're doing it? Or do you need me to poke it?
Well, put him in a pair of orange overalls and you'd never know the difference. Seriously though, this turned into a much more difficult job than we'd hoped, largely owing to the age of the rubber seal. So I'm most grateful to Nick for his assistance on this day. He'd only pop by for a cuppa. You've really got to be careful when you visit around here, especially if you turn up in work overalls. The rubber seals, despite being heated up and slathered in copious amounts of lemon fresh washing up liquid, were reluctant to comply.
It's a struggle.
Because the rubber had hardened over the 55 years of its life, it needed both brute force and a delicate touch to prevent it from tearing as the string was pulled through.
Do you want to switch places and I'll have a...
Maybe, hang on, this one just push this bit here.
Oh no, it's just popped out, isn't it? When it's right, it's right.
Yeah.
So you can see what I mean when you pull this rubber, what it does is it just slices it. Alright, take a break.
Tag team, you can have
Yeah,
a
you
go
take a
now,
break.
Tim. That's hard.
This is not a comfortable way of working.
Tim's suddenly gonna realise the massively amount of hard work Nick's just been putting into this.
Yes, I think you will. I'm sweating already. Right, I am going to take off a jumper or two.
It's steaming up in here as well.
Right.
As you can see, we are in the closing stages of this mammoth putting the window in. I say we, I actually mean not me, them. We've thoroughly steamed up the window with all the sweating and swearing that's been going on around here. The rubber is particularly reluctant to go the last sort of 8 inches or so. Tim did not warn me that it would be this difficult, and I can honestly say I would not have been able to have done this So having Nick here today has just been like,
Poor Nick.
gonna have to buy him probably a number of pasties to make up for this actually. But yeah, it's a really, really hard job. I'm not even going to think about the front window.
Oh, look at that, it's a window. And a captive. He must be so regretting this then.
Go.
Alright, there you go. That's it. That's it.
Oh,
Hooray! It's a bit wobbly, isn't it?
Success.
I'm so proud of you both. That was insane.
We could have done it. What are you on about?
There's not a no way. No way.
I am worn out. Yeah, the cab is coming on quite nicely. The engine hatches, headlamp panels, the headlamps going in. I've done a little bit more of the wiring. We've put the little grill in there temporarily because it has to come out to access it. And all day this morning we've had your stunt double, Nick Turley.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nick. He only just came in to see,
Have
just
a
to
cup
say
of
hi.
tea.
He ended up staying here for an hour. Yeah, the back window, it was hard work. We kind of had it planned out. It was a struggle, but I only had to do it once. No taking it out, re-putting it back in again. We managed to fit the window. We managed to do it without destroying the rubber and without breaking the glass. It took some effort, but the results are just what we wanted. It's really good. First bit of glass.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that I haven't made much of an appearance in this video. It was the intention that I was going to come in today and do all the window stuff with Tim, but when Nick turned up I was like, oh, hi Nick. And I'm really grateful for that because actually it was incredibly difficult, and to be perfectly honest I don't think I could have really done it, or it would have taken us probably a couple of days or something. But it was really helpful because I was able to do lots of filming of the guys doing this, and I feel like I learned a lot about how windows actually go in with the rubber seals and everything, which I knew nothing about because I've never done it before. He's done loads, I've never done any. So hopefully when we put the rest of the windows in I will have a little bit more knowledge to apply if I have to do the next ones with
I
Tim.
am not looking forward to that front windscreen.
No, that might actually be a three-man job, so we'll see. But we're not going to put that in just yet. So what are you doing next?
The next video,
Yeah, what's the next job?
I'm going to work, I think, I'm going to do the doors.
Yeah.
I've been quite looking forward to doing the doors. I want to see how many bits make up a door.
Yeah.
Because I think it's quite a lot. And I think we have all the little bits we need for them now. Yeah. That would make sense. The door's going on before the wings or anything. It's been a really, this video's been filmed over a bit longer of a time as well because we've been battling the weather as the UK has been having Storm Bert and just rain and wind.
It's winter. It always goes a bit pear-shaped
It's so dark in here.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Anyway, here we are.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
I hope that was interesting enough for you. Well, I don't know. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's got to this far in the video.
And if you have got this far in the video, maybe you'd like to subscribe or give us a like or leave a comment or something. That would really be very nice.
Yeah, and until next time, and we stuff the doors back on it.
Stop.
I've run out of energy to come and conjure up the correct words.
And it's Tim's birthday tomorrow,
Yeah.
so maybe you want to say happy birthday.
Yeah,
We won't say how old he is, but he's very
By the time this video comes out, it would have been my birthday quite a while ago, but thanks for saying happy birthday. And special thanks, as always, to our patrons.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Until next time, when the doors, see you later. Bye.
Bye. Big thanks as always to our marvellous patrons, and welcome this week to our newest patron, Pierre. Great to have you here, Pierre. And thanks also for going back and watching and commenting on a load of our old videos. Much appreciated. Thanks to everyone for watching. We very much hope you're all enjoying seeing this old truck going back together again after all these years. Loads to come, so don't forget to subscribe. It's free, don't you know? And we'll be seeing you all back here again in the workshop very soon.
Bye.
Go home now.
Yeah.
It's your birthday.
Yeah.